Hey guys, it's Jezza, and today I'm doing a video on how to do F2L without pauses and to improve your look ahead. So just to make things straight, if you average below 15 seconds, you probably already would have very smooth F2L, but if you average 15 seconds or above, this should be the thing to work on, so this is the video. So first up, you want to scramble your cube. And then basically, my tip for planning the first pair is while you're doing your cross, try and find two of the first F2L pieces and then try and track them. So for example, I have a pair here, so I'm going to try and track where the pieces go after doing my white cross solution. And then just executing that pair straight away. So then of course, once I did that, the two pieces end up there, so I could do that. And then while I was doing that, basically, a tip for F2L look ahead is not looking at the pair you're doing. So I saw that corner and that edge, and so straight after doing the F2L, could go into that, and then I saw them two. And I rotated so I'd have a front slot, and then I saw them two. And that's my F2L done. And if you practice this a lot, you can get really good at it and solve F2L without doing any pauses. So let's see if I can do that. So there we have it, guys. We solved F2L, and that was a very quick time. And basically, it's quite underrated how fast you can get. And I'm not even really turning that fast. It's only 3 to 4 CPS. And that's like, it's already like 8 seconds, and that's just F2L. And this really leads to good times. And so if you learn how to do F2L really well, you can improve on your times a lot. And now I'll explain why, as I said, not to look at the pair that you're solving. And the reason for that is basically because, so I'm just going to solve my cross now. If I've got my corner inserted there and I do my edge, if I'm just focusing on that and inserting that, I don't even know where the next pair is. But luckily that was there, so I would have seen that. But then if I was too focused on getting that in, there's nothing there. I'll pause and have to look for other things. So that's why if you're looking away from the pair you're solving, you can look ahead really well and therefore get a better time. Okay, so here's a case where we have these two pieces, and it's very bad, and the standard 8-move algorithm is really bad and it can affect your look ahead. So what I'd recommend in that case, so we have it here, is I would do U prime, R prime, and then we've set up this case with these two where we can do R, U prime, R prime to pair them up. And that is a much better algorithm for that case. And it's also much easier to look ahead to other pairs. There are also some other really bad algorithms for F2L that can hinder your look ahead, but if you can learn better cases for them, you should be able to overcome that. For example, this case where we have these two pieces together, one of the standard algorithms would be to do some LU alg to pair them up. But what I'd highly recommend is to do R prime, D prime, R, U prime, R prime, D, R, and then that pairs them up there, and then you can just insert. I like that alg a lot better. See, I just use it there, and it gets much quicker than the lefty alg, so I highly recommend that. But if you do get that case on the right side, you can just do the right one because that's an okay algorithm, but on the left side it's a bit of a problem. Okay guys, so as I said about the case where you have this on the right, it is a much better algorithm doing something like that to pair them up. And it is easy to look ahead. As I saw these two pieces, and then I saw these two, and then of course these two. And now, there are some cases that are really hard to manage, and I'll show you how I solve one of them. By hard to manage, I mean they're really hard to look ahead after them, and they have a really bad algorithm. So I'll show you that in a sec. And basically the pair I was talking about is when you've got that pair but in the slot. And what I do here is I take it out using RU R prime, which splits them up, and then I get this case. So I pair them up and insert, and that's much easier to look ahead. And I do the same thing for the left case because it's much better than taking it out without splitting them up and then having to do the horrible algorithm, which is like heaps of moves. I know mine is heaps of moves, but it's a much better solution than the other one. So that's why I'd recommend it. And yeah, the last thing I wanted to cover was keyholing. And now if you don't know what keyholing is, let's say I got it and the edge was here and the corner was here. Now what I do is, so I've got my cross and the corner's solved already. So what I did was I move it across on the D layer, and then I'd insert that edge in the right spot, and then move the down layer back, and then that would solve the pair. And it's a really quick way of solving your first few pairs. Of course, you can't do it on your last pair, so say if I tried to do that, it would mess up this pair over here. But overall, that's a really good strategy if you've got something where either a corner or edge is solved and you need to put the other one in. The only reason you'd use an algorithm is if you didn't see the keyhole. Like for example, if you're looking ahead and you just automatically do the algorithm because of your look ahead and you don't see that you can actually keyhole, or because it's your last slot and you therefore can't keyhole it. So here, what I do instead of keyholing, because you have to take it out, is I just do R2, U2, R2, U2, R2, and that moves that edge from that to there. So that's a really good strategy if you need to move them two. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. If you'd like to recommend any videos I do, please leave a comment mentioning that. Thanks guys, and see ya.